Yeah. I think Lesh is probably good in any position.
Right.
Even with the Sven, maybe it's decent.
Standard Sven?
Yeah, old Sven used to be garbage against these two heroes, but level 15 Ag Sven, on the other hand, purges win run and becomes invulnerable during his Superman.
Purges the Blood Rage too.
Purges the what?
The Blood Rage.
Oh,
The Q
I see. You remove
the,
it from the enemy. Yes,
the Solar Crest. It's like a buffing hero. You just like unbuff the enemy carry.
Okay, this throws me off a bit. Is that a 5 or 2 Wind Ranger? What's going on here?
When Secret played this Bloodseeker Wind Ranger opener, they would often
4Zoomers is nuts. What's so hilarious about this is I know all of these guys except for I've met Ocean briefly, but other than that I know all of them pretty well, and I just don't understand their draft at all. Like I'm not saying it's a bad draft. I'm saying like this is just, you know how like everyone has a different vision of the Dota game?
Yeah.
It's just a completely different vision of the Dota game than I have. So for me, I can't identify with it at all.
Yeah, they're pretty next level.
I want to be clear to everyone that that's not a flame. That's just like, wow, I would never draft these 3 heroes.
Who even drafts for them now? Is it Husky?
I think so.
They were swapping. I know Husky often takes like the captain role, just generally speaking.
Clock.
He's like the mastermind, but I don't know if he's the one that actually.
Is this Clock 5?
Clock 4, maybe?
4, 5?
I think Chen 5, Clock 4, Lesh 3. Lesh just needs any melee hero that runs in front of him.
Yeah.
As long as you can't go on Lesh, he's one of the scariest heroes in the game, I think.
It feels like Clock 3 just isn't that much of a thing anymore, right? It feels like you don't get
farm.
that. Yeah.
There was a patch where 3s were kind of sacrificial. Nowadays, I feel like 3s are actually meant to get a pretty good amount of farm. Like, you want lane dominators or, like, heavy team fighters. And Bloodseeker's the lane dominator. You have Lesh is more of, like, the flash farming team fighter. They go for PA.
That's one way to get out of the cogs.
I think it's a fairly good PA game. Like, if you run the PA into... I think the Nyx will push the Lesh to be more of a possible 3 position. And then PA in lane against Lesh. Like, back when Lesh was an offlaner before, like, this is what people would pick to counter the Lesh. He's just, like, such a low armor, squishy hero that just doesn't like people to run at him.
What's Lesh's base armor?
It's like 2?
Dude, it's like 4.5.
Is it 4.5?
It's pretty high.
Well, he still feeds.
I actually would not classify Lesh as a low armor, squishy ranged hero.
He definitely dies to PA, though.
When she gets, like, Battle Fury Deso B could be.
Well, I would feed in lane against PA often, so.
What do you think 4Zoomers are missing? They don't really have much of a front line.
I love when 2 people just have 2 completely different ideas of a hero. It's so funny to me. But
that's the beauty of Dota.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so much based on experience. Like, maybe the support you were against killed you. Like, maybe you got roamed on by a tri-lane, or like, by a Tusk or something, and you just died to PA.
Right. Depends on the meta. But also maybe PA jumps a Lesh.
Maybe I was playing against shitty support players, so I thought Lesh is unkillable against PA. It's like, the thing is, either of us could be right or wrong. Maybe both are reasonable, like, answers. It's just like, that's the beauty of Dota. When I hear Jenkins theory crafting offlaners to me, and I'm like, I feel like my experience has been completely unrecognizable to yours.
In my opinion, I disagree that that's the beauty of Dota.
What? Why?
You think that's a good thing about Dota or a bad thing about Dota?
No, I just don't think it's beautiful.
Oh, beautiful. That's a loaded word. That is true.
It's ugly. It's
sinister. I mean, I like the idea of nothing being truly defined, right? That's why I'm such a fan of flex heroes that can play multiple positions. It makes the draft more interesting. Like back in the day where PA was occasionally used as support, for God's sake.
Oh, God.
Like that was kind of a dark time for the hero.
That was when they had to nerf the dagger range level.
Dagger
they had to nerf the dagger range until like half.
Do you remember PA would literally go mid and dual lane mid and just sit there and dagger?
I mean, look at 4Zoomers lineup. All these heroes have been support at some point, at least briefly, right? Even Sven has been a support on the other side at some point.
We saw Kuroki 5-position Bloodseeker. I remember that.
Like, Chen is probably the only one that has not been a carry.
He's been an offlaner.
That's true. That's true. I mean, maybe that when you went, like, Dagon Penitence, when that did amp damage back in the day, like in Dota 1, maybe that could... Nah, that's not really position 1, though. Maybe a mid? I don't know.
We've seen Chen mid. Eternal Envy actually played Chen mid, so...
Really?
Eternal Envy really count, though?
I think, you know, he was winning a good amount during that time. That was business associates.
So what's the Gun Daddy hero?
Put him on PA. Get a Sammy Boy hero.
Like a Void Spirit
Sammy Boy Visage.
Nah, it was a Void Spirit game.
I think this is a Sammy Boy Visage game coming out here.
I'm calling Void Spirit into Puck. Actually, Puck and Nyx sounds rough. It sounds good against the other stuff, though.
Yeah, that is a rough one.
Nyx is a hero that I don't know if he's good enough in this meta to, like, not pick around him. They're like to pick around him, meaning
Yeah.
like you should be so scared of picking these int heroes because of Nyx.
Well, he like.
Oh, my boy.
Monkey
Unfortunately,
King?
it's not as exciting as I was hoping, though, because they don't build them the fun way.
What's
No,
that? The damage way?
Yes.
The Lukey way.
I don't like
No, I was in a
utility.
pub with Lukey
I doubt
4 or
that.
5 days
I don't
ago.
believe
No,
this.
he cycled through my avoid list, and he said, somebody said, or Bulba said to Lukey, go the damage build and carry, and Lukey said, that build is trash.
What?
I don't
That is
believe
what
it.
All his
Lukey
guys are
Lukey-
obsolete?
Lukey himself, I will find the VOD,
Unbelievable.
said
That's
that build
blasphemy.
is trash, and he went Vlad's into like Diffusal or
Did he
something.
win?
We won that game.
That Vlad's in the Diffusal isn't that bad. That's kind of damage.
Well, the Vlad's is like, or he went like Vlad's Diffusal Lotus.
All
or
right, that's
something like that.
disgusting. He's unrecognizable to me. Unacceptable.
His rank has dropped quite a lot, actually.
Pangolier has
Hey,
dropped off as a hero. It's
there's-
crazy how that
there's
one
a
works.
problem.
Remember Badman Spectre top 10?
I do remember.
And
Those
then
were the
Spectre
days.
got nerfed? Good times. Okay, so for Team Zero, I think they can easily just pick a space-making off or mid laner that will free farm against Pango. There's a lot of them.
Will this
Uh,
definitely be Pango mid?
From
feel like-
what I know about Gunner, yes.
Ooh.
So they just actually picked Leshrac
Beastmaster.
as their mid laner, and they
I mean, literally any range hero is good against Pango.
They
mid,
seem
right?
to agree with you that Lesh doesn't want to lane against PA. I would not put Beastmaster as one of the best heroes against PA because PA eventually, I wouldn't even be surprised if he takes the 85% evasion talent
Yeah, for sure.
because you're against all these summons and then Sin doesn't really want to buy an MKB. I am going to actually go with 4Zoomers draft here.
Jenkins.
I'll go with Zoomers too.
All right. We shall return very shortly with the game. BRB. Welcome back, friends. We are your casters. Congratulations, you've made it to the final series of the day. I will not be talking like that, I promise. SUNSfan here with Jenkins and BSJ. 4Zoomers versus, it says for fun. We can call them Team Zero, Team Brax, Team Envy, whatever you guys want. Team Dire, even. You guys both picked, I actually forgot what you picked.
We both picked Zoomers,
Okay.
but since we have more time to talk about our predictions this time around,
Please
I will
do.
say that the pace that For Fun is representing here is ridiculously fast. And in my opinion, they're either going to have like all the tier 1 towers gone in 10 minutes into the game, or they're going to lose.
This is true. This
Like-
is the way you beat PA. You kill her before she gets that Deso Battle Fury. Feels like when she gets that, there's not much you can really do.
If
Can
Be-
I?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I want to ask you guys a very important question because Sammy Boy has this reputation of being very ragey, right?
Oh, yeah.
We've seen a lot of the Reddit threads.
I've never said
They're not
anything like
upvoted
this.
that much, to be perfectly honest, but you know that's another story in and of itself.
He pays for bots.
Now, in a team composition, like in a match like this, would he have the same rage level? Do you think,
No,
or
no,
is a
no,
pub
no.
just a different beast?
So he will not have the same rage level, but I believe in calling it complete baloney that toxicity is like separated between pubs and competitive.
I don't think toxicity is just in the form of anger and flaming either.
I myself have been toxic in teams.
Really.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say anything here.
You know, it's
but-
funny. Coming from Counter-Strike, I didn't know what the word, like, when we owned the DC team and I would listen to them in scrims and stuff, I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, this is just normal conversation. You were super toxic that game, by the way. I'm like, what?
If I had
It's
a rough game
unbelievable.
and I sigh twice during the game,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
that's
Sires.
toxic as
It's
that's
very
toxic.
Sires
subtle.
are the
I'm
worst.
saying that's an example if people ask,
Yeah.
like, BSJ, you say you don't
Right.
win games or whatever. It's like, if I do that in a competitive environment, I'm being toxic. So that's what we mean by not every toxicity,
It's not like
active
you're-
toxicity
Yeah,
is that.
you're not actively flaming necessarily. It can be
Yes.
subtle.
I gotta say,
nuances.
one thing that Zoomers do not lack, and one thing that Sammy Boy does not lack, is he brings an insane amount of energy to a team. He will always get you hyped for the match like it is literally TI, and I think that is very powerful.
He will also get you very panicked for the match.
He will get you panicked, and so I agree. I think there's a balance, but I think that there are...
Well, it also means that he can't be teamed up with certain people because he can't have too much
I
of
was
that.
going to
right?
say,
This
you
is true.
cannot have two Sammy boys on one team.
No, I
Right.
agree, and I think this is why Zoomers has done so well. I actually feel like they have a very nice balance of
Gunner very
personalities on this
chill.
team. Gunner-
Monkeys can be excited, but he can be very chill.
Bro, they're basically all chill except for Sammy Boy. Like, he's got enough energy for all of them,
Yeah,
but they'll
Ocean's
all
very chill,
they'll all
yeah.
feed off of his energy.
It looks like Envy was getting close to finding monkeys forever on the Bloodseeker. Just hits level 2 there. I did want to mention Brax is playing Beastmaster, which I personally haven't seen in quite a while, but that used to be his most played hero back in his glory days, if you want to call it that, back in like LGD Int. one of his best heroes by far.
Brax is my favorite player.
He's such a, I mean, I'm very biased in this situation, but the thing I like about Brax is he's very even-keeled, right? Nothing, it feels like nothing phases him.
I would say chill, which I think means the same thing in this regard.
Yes, for sure. Which can have its negatives, of course, in a team comp if you don't have the right balance, but I feel like his type of personality is the most uncommon to find in Dota.
In Dota, as an offlaner especially.
Right.
I mean,
He is proof that reliability and chillness can get you top 10. Like, he is just a solid player that always does his job in the game. And I'm not saying he's bad or anything. I'm saying that that is a skill that not all players at all have. And I think for him is something he uniquely offers, as, like, no team will ever, like, kick him or be unhappy with him on the team because he's not doing his job or because somebody doesn't like playing with him. That's just never going to happen.
It's been so many years of him being like that, too, that
Yeah.
it is... There is no way you could argue against that.
It's really hard to ever get mad at Brax. I don't think I've ever been mad at Brax.
Ever?
I've played a lot. Well, in a pub, in a specific instance, you know, he
Okay.
kicked me from Summer's Rift.
I was going to
so-
say, were you not mad about that?
No, I was. That's what I mean. Where it's like, obviously, in that scenario, it's going
Right.
to get a little bit
I
heated.
mean, there's a
but-
lot of kickings that happen in
Yeah.
NA is the problem. It's like everybody's been kicked by everybody.
So, like, in that exact moment. But when it comes to just his demeanor in a Dota game, I've never been upset with Brax. And there's a lot of games I've played with Brax. So,
Well, I think
that's to say
part
a
of
lot.
it is, I don't know if you want to call it self-deprecating nature, but if he makes a mistake, he's going to say he's made a
Bro,
mistake.
I
he
was,
does
I
it
was,
all
I
the
was
time.
gonna say, like, Brax is literally the subject of my next video, which I'm telling
no
you,
spoilers, no spoilers.
this
Oh,
guy's
boy.
brain. All right, move.
Yeah,
Take a
Blood
lot
Right
of
will
damage.
connect, but we'll live through the day. Always so weird to watch Moo playing a support, but go ahead, Jenkins.
It's just that Brax is extremely good at diffusing. Like, if there's an argument or any sort of toxicity in the game, Brax has none of it. He brings it back to PMA, but it's not like fake PMA. He's just such a funny, chill guy. I think it's pretty natural for him.
I'm surprised Eternal Envy's not leveling up the cleave yet, because you already mentioned that all Bloodseeker does is shove the lane into your tower, and he's just like getting damage from creeps all over the place, and it's always underneath his tower. Maybe he's okay with that. Maybe he's fine with that. But it's kind of been the story of this lane, is just lane shoved by Zoomers, and then Eternal Envy sitting underneath tower. But with that double ring regen wand, he seems to have all the sustain he'll ever need, coupled with the Chen. At the start of the game, he actually had no tangos, by the way. That's kind of the new Eternal Envy
Oh,
build.
he's been doing that.
Yeah, he's been doing that a
it's
lot.
pretty toxic.
Stormhammer actually hits on 2 here.
He immediately sends out some tangos.
I've realized that offlaners that just free farm with carries that do this crap, I love the most now, because that's what seems to be the meta in NA. That's why I've started picking offlane Lesh. Because usually these offlaners that are vulnerable to dying, if you see a carry like Spectre or Sven that's going to play like that, you just pick them, and then the carry has nothing. He has no interest in shutting you down. But if you pick Sven against Bloodseeker, Bloodseeker's more of like a lane dominator. All I have to do as a carry is survive the lane. So I just make sure I sustain, and I don't even care about shutting you down. It's kind of interesting approach.
I think that's a good approach, actually.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Are you guys surprised at all with the CS in mid? There's like not much. It's basically even. The Lesh versus Pango. I thought Pango would get destroyed, personally.
Lesh is not a lane dominator, man.
Yeah, I mean, Pango just kills the creep wave fairly
I mean, do you
easily.
change your build on Lesh at all to become that lane? Like, we're
He
seeing
ki-
a
he
kind
kinda
of a
is
mix
too-
of skills here.
I would
2
like to
points.
say.
Okay.
Go ahead. Finish your
Oh, I
point.
was just gonna say 2 points in Lightning Storm. He's trying, but it's not that easy against Pango.
For the longest time, I thought, am I just noob, or does it seem like crap to take Leshrax's stun level 1? And I was on stream and got flamed by pretty much everybody because I leveled Lightning Storm level 1, and I said, it is a free any CS in the wave that you are worried about not getting. It's 90 damage and 4-second cooldown compared to the 120 damage, 9-second cooldown, which has a delay on it. So I'm just like, and I watched Ryoya here level his Lightning Storm level 1.
Wow.
And I was like,
Before
wow.
your time, BSJ.
Because Leshrac is not a lane dominator, man. He's not like Lino, where he gets level 2, and with his stun, he just right-clicks the crap out of you. He
Do you
doesn't
think
actually
with
do
the
that.
last pick being the Beastmaster that they maybe could have gone for something that dominated the
That's
mid
what
lane
I
a little
thought
bit
they
more?
were going to do. But
Right.
they chose to go for like more of the game plan approach, because I don't think Beastmaster specifically is very good against PA.
No, it's just they can play so fast with the Beast Lesh.
It's a game plan
Dual
thing, right?
core-
I imagine
yeah.
if Lesh was off lane and they picked like a snowballing Quap or something. You know, like maybe that would have been the play, but then you're against Nyx with Quap. Bottom lane, we do see a 3-man rotation.
Monkey. Uh-oh.
It looks like we'll get the counter kill across the map. 1 for 1, if you will. Oh, double kill.
All right, Ocean with the rotation.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, they brought 3 to the Beastmaster lane, and this is something I love watching because it's so important against Beastmasters because they're snowbally offlaners. We saw it against Timbersaw earlier. When I say snowbally offlaners, it's like for Timbersaw, if he gets level 5 early, he's unkillable. With Beastmaster, if he gets an early level 6, you just lose your tier 1. So these are offlaners with a good start. They're going to make ridiculous use out of it. And it's really important to 3-man gank them at some point. With Timbersaw, you want to do that before he hits level 3. With Beastmaster, you want to do it before he gets level 6.
Oh my god, Faded
and
Brooch.
both teams
Can we
we've
talk
seen
about
do
this
really
item
well
real quick?
Today.
It feels like Faded Brooch is just the best neutral tier 1 item. Would you guys agree with that?
I would say Iron Talon's the best, but...
Well, that's more hero dependent as well, though, right? Faded Brooch feels like it's 100% of the games. It's amazing.
There will always be a hero in any lineup that loves Faded Brooch.
And Lesh is no exception.
Lesh loves Faded Brooch. All he does is run around using his mana. So,
But there's so they get both.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Right on cue there.
definitely
Very
winning
nicely
the
done.
neutral item lottery.
Congratulations to For Fun.
This is my curiosity about Pango versus Clock. I don't exactly think it's that great for this reason.
Yeah, I mean, he probably doesn't even have Shield Crash yet, right?
Well, no, he probably doesn't. He's probably 403. Yeah.
So once you get that Shield Crash and you use your ult, you just bounce back and forth inside, which, again, it's a clockwork. Do you really... I don't know if that's even a high priority at any point.
You get the clock gets knocked out of the cogs if you bounce in there.
Oh, that's true. It
Rupture
does
in the
happen
top lane. We
sometimes,
do
yeah.
see the Sven getting gone on as he's actually just going to
Oh,
He
cancel
tried.
the TP.
Ooh, that's rough.
yeah, he looks to be mega dead. Question is, who's going to get the last hit here? And it'll go to Monkeys.
Forever. Greedy AF.
Yeah, he really is, isn't he?
But bottom tower, this is exactly what we talked about, the pace of the game. We have an
Yeah.
Arcane Rune Lesh.
Well,
That's
that's
a
always
dead tower.
nice.
Yeah, where's Sammy at? Oh, he was going to the secret shop. Okay, and he rotates top. Yeah, I think immediately.
You're
as
not
soon as,
contesting this shit.
right, as soon as Beast gets 6, you always have to be worried about the Lesh rotation coming in. Like Beast probably
not
won't
even
kill you
6 yet.
alone. Well, Lesh shows up in the lane. You have to leave either way.
So the build for Beastmaster these days, is it still just a Necro book and some sort of initiation, like a blink or something like that?
I think you probably leave it at Necrobook 1. At least I would personally, because it's so bad against PA. But it's good against Bloodseeker, Windranger, and the Nyx if you go Necro 3, because you get the Purge for Windranger
see.
and Bloodseeker, and you get the Detection for Nyx. But yeah, this is exactly what we expected to see.
Jeez, even
I'm actually
Envy
surprised
showing
this
up.
was never fixed. I thought this was always like a bug, you know? Just inside the trees, you can't see him. Diabolic still destroying your tower.
It's pretty annoying.
You would have to make it so Diabolic requires you to see the target.
Right,
Diabolic.
which makes it a lot worse for chasing.
Yeah,
for
I'd
sure.
say that you'd have to make it specifically so you see towers for it to not nerf the hero.
Yeah,
completely.
very true. They're going to get the tier 1. Looks like there's a Rupture and a Blood Right on top of Envy. He's going to get rolled on
Envy,
potentially
no.
here, but the Roar is available, not before it hits the Sven, though. So he can get those right clicks in tow, but looks like at the end of the day, Envy will be the first to fall as the Blood Right comes in again, continuing to heal on the Bloodseeker. So it looks like Monkeys is potentially going to get out.
This is a classic Eternal Envy
Lightning.
move.
Oh, the tree
Oh,
just
the
in
tree
time.
juke.
Yeah, very nice.
I feel like Eternal Envy just wasn't needed there. He
He
didn't ult. He didn't stun anyone.
Yeah,
he just
he-
kind of died.
used
Maybe
the-
it's his job to eat abilities. I don't know.
I would assume that was probably the call for him, but I don't know if that. I mean, we could argue whether. or not
Name
that was
another
the case.
level 7 Sven in the NA region
No, it's Envy. It's just
that
Envy
would
that
show
does
up to that
Yeah.
tower push.
It is. He is just about the only guy.
Even though they've lost 2 tier 1s on the side of 4Zoomers, they've also gotten a tier 1 of their own, and they don't have any heroes that naturally hit buildings. And PA also scales very well in this game compared to Sven based on the starts they've had. At this point in the game, Sven is supposed to be ahead of PA. And he's actually 700 gold behind. He is going to recover nicely with these Ancients, but I don't know, man. Those early deaths on Sven especially, they hurt. They hurt a lot because compared to other heroes like PA may have cleared like 1 or 2 jungle camps in the time she was dead. Sven would have cleared like an entire Ancient stack and 2 other jungle camps in that time.
The problem with Sven versus PA is it just feels so awful to get an MKB on Sven, but like you kind of need one. It's like either you go MKB.
I mean, this is Eternal Envy. He's getting a Rapier.
Silver Edge.
He's getting a Rapier.
But like these are all like 4th, 5th items is the problem. So PA just has this guaranteed window.
Mask of Madness is also very bad against PA.
Oh yeah.
You pop that Mask of Madness
Yeah,
and you
that
are
is true.
gonna die.
Is he just going to keep it as a Morbid Mask then?
He had the he might do the whole disassemble thing. I don't
Right.
actually know the priority that this takes. What does okay? So it builds the Oblivion Staff. I don't know if that was his intent. I think it was, but
Either way.
I feel like it would have been better to have the Mask of Madness for like a minute,
right?
You know, and then disassemble it. But,
I like the Halberd build against the PA just because she also doesn't like building MKB.
It looks like Ryoyo is going to find a kill on Husky here.
You know why I hate the Halberd build against PA?
Why?
Because she can hit you 3 times before you even see her. Like, before she even comes out of blur.
This is true.
So by that point, you've lost like half your health anyway. It's actually stupid. It's so annoying.
Well, what else would you buy against her then?
It's a hard match.
Armor items.
It's just that's
like you can buy Halberd on other people, but as a carry, you don't actually win the mana battle because she's already hit you 3 or 4 times.
Right.
Okay, as we see a smoke, Sammy Boy is blurred up. Ninja move here. Once he gets Battle Fury, he'll be in pretty good shape this game. Battle Fury PA, we saw it earlier. It scales pretty insanely well as long as you haven't lost by 8k gold at the 10-minute mark.
I mean, speaking of that scaling, like this is exactly why they're trying to take this tier 1 tower, so they have access to those ancients.
That is true. Invading the triangle will be super important, but they have Bloodseeker Pango. It is going to be hard.
It's hard.
To invade
It's a
their
hard
triangle.
fight. Yeah, they need a big lead if they want to actually take over that space.
Ocean giving a little bit of vision as this Nyx assassin, see if they can pick somebody off as they try to run away. The Impale's only going to hit 1 though, as there's a roar to counter. Bloodright will connect onto Mu. It looks to be the sacrificial lamb, unless they actually want to continue.
The Sven is coming in, I think.
It's coming in from the side here. Looks like the Split Earth will connect on the Wind Ranger. That'll be potentially easy kill to start things off for Team Brax, as it were.
I feel like earlier we would have seen Team Brame just sit in their triangle farming it, and then once they farmed the triangle, they would have moved out potentially.
Right. Yeah,
because they were talking about how you just have to be content with what you got.
Oh, he's in trouble. Stormhammer connects. Very nicely set up by snaking.
Zoomers are not content here, and I think they should be.
That is something we didn't really mention is if Clockwork can get the initiation on Pango, it's really annoying to play against just in general.
You can swashbuckle out of it, but even then it's like, yeah.
But then you're just swashing, yeah. I mean, there are some plays around it.
It just disrupts your team fighting a lot.
Like just having to deal with cogs, like trying to get around it when you've already hit Rolling Thunder.
If you use your jump to like get over a cliff into the river or something and he presses cogs, you're just screwed. You have to use it exclusively for cogs. And even just the knockback into like the chain stun that they have plenty of chain stun on for fun.
Why is lag one of those words people feel the need to all caps?
I gotta say, lag is one of the most frustrating things.
Oh, I absolutely tilt the shit out of anything I'm doing.
Totally out of your control, and yet it's so
You guys don't
impactful.
remember the Calais from back in the day. DAC, original DAC.
I remember that.
Calais.
Yeah.
The entire event was Calais.
I need to learn to not try to control the things I can't control.
I would agree with that.
I thought you took yoga. Isn't that one of the underlying benefits of yoga?
No, he was watching that new Star Wars thing.
Mandalorian?
Yeah, he was watching Mandalorian. That was Yoda he was talking about.
Oh, yes. Baby. Is that? I don't think that's actually Yoda, though, right? Baby Yoda?
Yo, I haven't seen that far.
Don't spoil this Baby Yoda.
It's not spoiler. It doesn't even come up in the story.
Tell me this.
They don't even call him Baby Yoda.
Tell me this.
Just a cuddly little baby.
Does Luke Groundwalker die in that?
Groundwalker, Daywalker, Night Stalker.
Which is like Baby Yoda turns into a grown Yoda.
By the way,
he turns into a Skywalker after starting as a Groundwalker.
Wow, the lore is just so deep.
So he's not alive yet. The way you're drinking that water after saying that, you looked so smug. That was the most smug water drink, and I don't think what you said made any sense to look that smug. You just have a smug look to you, man.
All you have to do is talk with a smug look, and it sounds like you said something smart.
No, anytime I'm on stream, I've had plenty of people that just say, you know, BSJ, at some point I was watching your stream and you just pissed me the hell off, and I haven't watched you in 3 years. I've had so many people come to me, and they just said, you sound like some coggy asshole. And I'm like, when you get to know me, that's exactly what I am.
That's
no,
great.
I actually think it's, I'm very bad at coming off way more assholey than I intend to be. But sometimes I was intending to look very smug.
See, my problem, I always get killed in Mafia and Among Us and these things because
you're a wild card.
No matter what I say, people think I'm lying.
Yeah, of course, because your entire life revolves around you lying.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
in my opinion, why would you say that?
Every conversation we've had since we've been here at this event, half of them are lies. You've been playing Mafia this whole time. Anyway, back to the game we go.
I'm just so surprised 4Zoomers wasn't content with their triangle because now Mu just took, I believe, 2 of the camps from them. in this minute. Like every minute, you have to look to.
What is
farm
this
as many jungle
effect
camps as you
that
can.
Gunner has? The Dire Tide thing.
What dire
Every
type
time he
thing?
hits something, it turns green. Have you noticed that? The swashbuckle's green.
Really?
I
Yeah.
have not seen this.
Just note, like when he uses swashbuckle or auto attacks.
I think it's
don't
one of the seasonal drops.
Yeah.
I actually wouldn't put it past Gunner that he requested Pango specifically for that effect.
Hmm.
No, that's not true.
That is 100% true. I asked him after a
Here,
game
see?
why.
Green, right here.
I asked him why he picked Viper.
It's when it procs Lucky Shot, I guess.
Oh no! I asked him why he swapped roles with somebody, and he said because I didn't feel like playing Viper. I was like, is there some
Was
crazy?
this in a pro match?
This was a pro match, bro.
What the hell?
Dude, Gunner has changed, man. He has changed. I'm telling you.
This is the effect of quarantine on Gunner specifically.
No, this is the effect of Sammy Boy on Gunner, dude.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, he's losing his mind. He's
So,
losing his mental.
Mask of Madness done on Envy. He's going to go for the BKB. Are we expecting like any typical ags coming out from him? Or are they opting for something different?
He needs a BKB 100%. He's against Nyx Wind Ranger supports. You're against Pango. You just can't really play Dota until like the only thing that threatens you in BKB is Rupture. So obviously it's still annoying, but it gives you a way to play rather than having
Right.
to.
And you have lifesteal technically.
Yeah.
If you're protected from
Well,
everything
it's
else.
pretty much you're stuck standing still instead of like killing people, which is still bad. But
Now,
you can at least focus. the
If you
blood
do get ags at some point, how does Rupture work with that? I'm guessing you don't take
axe
any
jump
damage.
It. Yeah, you can axe jump through it. You're chilling.
Yeah, you are.
That's helpful.
A Sven stun. for the
Superman does
duration.
not take damage.
He does not.
Oh.
Oh, snipe the DD.
Oh, Dust comes out. Blood right to follow. As the Impale comes out, looks like they'll find the Clockwork at the very least. Actually, it's going to be turned around. The Nyx Assassin will die instead. So
He popped
Ocean.
his ult though, so if they can disengage. This is actually just going to be a Yoink Ancient's ult, I
This
think.
is definitely a yoink.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no stack to work with, but
Nice,
take what he
nice
can get.
ward down here though from 4Zoomers.
Is he really going to just keep hitting this?
Oh. Gets the hammer off, but yeah, it might just
This
end up being farming.
this is a bit awkward. They do get the D ward though.
Why did I call Bloodseeker to win this game? That hero's so bad.
I mean, they do have the net worth lead, does Team Zero, but of course they've taken a lot more towers, so we
Sammy
kind of
Boy?
expected this.
Okay.
Blood right actually does connect on Envy.
Sven ult's down.
Yeah, it's finally been expired here.
The whole 5-man farm the top lane from
Wait,
Zoomers here.
didn't he just carapace the tornado and it didn't cancel? Because
I
it
don't
doesn't
know.
do a high enough damage instance or something?
Maybe
Really?
it isn't considered the base of or the source of the damage.
No, it didn't.
Oh,
well, I
it
don't know,
should stun the Wild Wing.
No, what I'm
right?
saying is like maybe the Wild Wing
The
isn't
tornado's
considered.
considered the source.
Yeah, maybe because there's some abilities in the game that work like that, where like Techie's Minds, it doesn't reflect it back to
Oh,
you.
that's so stupid. You should be able to blade melt techies. I hate that hero.
Honestly, that would completely ruin the hero.
Good. I mean, I'd rather him be just removed straight up, but
I think Techies should be reworked in some way that he can be laned like a normal hero.
Reworked for the third or fourth
Can
time
we
now?
just give him like normal attack range, normal damage,
But then he won't be techies anymore.
but like
He exists for a specific reason.
but nobody likes that reason.
That's
well,
not
I
true.
mean, they've
there are
ruined,
some
they've ruined
people.
Pudge, so why not
Nobody
ruin techies
other
as
than
well?
the people playing Techies like that reason. Last time they gave him like 40 movement speed. Like they made him somewhat of a normal hero.
They did do
I mean,
that.
to be fair, with his
Somehow.
current skill set, it is kind of difficult to balance to be both viable and not OP.
That's what I'm saying though, right? Is like he's just such a cheesy.
I actually think Techies is really good. I think that hero is OP.
In the right hands, he is terrifying.
That hero is so scary.
I mean, just any hero that makes the other team have to play completely different just because he exists in the enemy lineup.
You know,
That's
that-
strong.
That used to be Pudge.
They used to be Pudge as
that
well.
used to
yeah.
be Pudge.
But now, playing different is not needed because he's so bad and useless.
If there's a Pudge on the enemy, let me tell you, he is one of the. Never mind. I'm not gonna start on this one. Pudge
I mean,
is dog
let's
shit.
be real. He's going to get buffed at some point. He's the most popular hero of all time. He's dipped a little because he's so bad right now.
Bro, I've been saying that for like 3 years, and every single time Gaben just.
Now, have you
completely
messaged
crushes
Ice Frog
me.
about this? Maybe he's not aware of your
I
issues.
think I should actually.
You should, of course.
Reach out.
He responds like 50% of the time.
Does he?
Yeah.
My God, that's more than my parents. For what I
Oh
messaged
my
them.
goodness.
Would you consider Pudge if you pick it that you're a game ruiner in that specific game?
Me?
I'm saying if somebody were to pick Pudge in the current patch, are they
Yes.
a game ruiner?
I told you, I pick Pudge, and I'm so sorry because it's always on your team, Brian. But I pick Pudge when I don't care
I
about
just
winning.
pick Mars and I can still win the game.
Yeah, and then I set up for the win to be just real easy for you.
Team
don't
Zero
even-
able to
even
get
say
the
thank you.
easy Roshan, and they get the Aegis on the second best Aegis carrier in the entire game, Leshrac.
Who's first?
I mean, come on. Let's be
I was
real.
just curious.
Would you agree that second is Lesh, though?
Lesh is
We got
up
the hook
there.
shot. All right, Ocean gets off a spike carapace, but will likely fall as the cogs are impeding his path here. And they can maybe transition this to a tier 2, although I believe Envy did pop the ult.
I mean,
But that was for the Roshan.
They're doing a decent job at evasive maneuvers. There's a lot of like dying happening here. Well, maybe not that much dying, 5 to 7, but only 2k gold lead given all of these towers that have fallen. It's really not bad.
That's the thing, is this is really reminiscent of earlier, because why am I blanking? 5 Men had a similar lineup where it's very push heavy with the Nature's Prophet against a PA, and the only difference I've seen thus far is that 4Zoomers tried to leave their triangle at 12 minutes into the game.
Yeah, but the thing is though, they're still farming elsewhere. It's just a different approach. You know, it's like one arguably could be better, more common PA, but then again, you have like the Beastmaster and the Clockwork who provide vision and all the summons to send up, so maybe it's just harder to secure the triangle in this game.
No, let's be clear. I think they're doing everything right except for that decision. I think it's strictly inferior to try to leave your triangle when you can't.
Okay, would you agree that it's a harder game to hold the triangle than the one we watched
Can you
earlier?
stop saying, talk about the square.
Okay,
All right.
the circle.
Okay, the circle
of
fine.
camps. The circle of camps.
Yeah.
Yes, this circle right
Circles have infinity edges.
Infinity, that's very good English. I liked it.
All right.
Thank you very much, Jenkins.
You're welcome.
there. We're just talking about a PA with a battle fury for everyone at home. That's why the triangle's so important. The circle.
The
is so
circle, the triangle,
important.
the trapezoid.
Yes, it's just like that's where he wants to get all of his farm. He didn't quite have battle fury yet, so I just think that if that's your plan, is like that's your place to farm, it doesn't really matter how good or bad you are at holding it. That is your optimal option.
Yo, hear me out.
I'm
What
hearing you
about
out.
in A? Because the bounty rune is the cross in the middle.
Oh, yes.
That's an A!
Yes.
Wow.
Holy fart.
Incredible.
That is an S tier
So
nomenclature.
if you're
Thank you.
if you're
Thank you
Team
so
Zero
much.
right now, are you happy with how the game is going? You've
I'm
gotten a
not.
bunch of these towers. You're only up 3k though.
I'm not happy with this.
Like once you get all these tier 3 down, all these tier 3 towers down, is Sven strong enough to carry you before PA becomes?
Monkeys is nuts. He's actually just running into
All right,
4
Monkey.
heroes.
He gets his rupture off.
Hey,
but,
remember when you flamed monkeys for this?
I said he
BSJ?
does it at least once a game.
I remember you flaming monkeys for this.
Oh my God, the hook shot while ruptured. Goodness gracious. But he does find one within the cogs, and that is going to be a second kill going the way.
That is an
Team
example
Zero.
where Monkeys is doing the right thing in terms of pushing mid, but he can just blood ride it from 2,000 range
He's a greedy.
and just walk
He's
away.
greedy.
Instead, he walks in to hit the creeps, and there's just 4 heroes smoked there. Oh, those are an example where we were actually talking about this. I'm like, I love my man Monkeys, but he does that at least once a
He
game.
was mega smack talking monkeys.
I said he does that at least once a game.
privately to me, so there's a lot more swearing and vulgarity.
Yes, disgusting. Disgusting.
I
human
literally
being.
said he does exactly that once a game.
Well, Envy's ult is still activated. I believe
the
it just
force
ran
staff.
out, actually. There's the roar on top of the Pango.
What was the intended
Not a whole
follow-up
lot of
to that?
residual damage to follow. He's still at half HP is Gunner as the Chen ult will come into fruition. And Envy just has to run away with the BKB activated. This means they just need to get out of dodge, most likely. A split Earth connects on 2, though. So they do find monkeys in the end, and Diabolicus continue to do a lot of damage to this tier 3. It looks like Nyx is next on the list, so with that buyback coming back, I believe that Team Zero need to back out, and if they do successfully, this is a big win for them.
Monkeys just ran in without using his W. That's crazy.
Okay, this is getting very personal with you and him, and I'm going to need you to work it out here.
No, my boy Monkey's got to step it up, man. First game of the day, clearly.
Let me tell you how much I hate Sammy Boy, guys.
Did nobody else watch that? He actually just walked in and didn't push W.
Okay. Okay, I feel you.
Well, he
I-
maybe he
if
didn't
we
warm
could
up
get
his
a team
fingers,
fight
huh?
recap of that last fight, it would show under Bloodseeker nothing casted.
I'm picking up what you're putting down there, big boy.
Maybe phase boots. I think he casted phase boots. He didn't cast
That's
Veil or
successful.
W.
Very,
he did not
very
cast Veil or
impressive.
W.
You know the worst thing about monkeys? He's a vegan. I hate that, and I believe pets should be illegal.
Oh, God.
I believe that
Why
pets.
are we having this convo again?
I believe pets go too far, and people take it too far with pets, and we should eat those as well.
Every other conversation with you is we should eat pets.
Like, have you ever-
You have a problem,
Have you ever
Jenkins.
looked at a hamster and it's like, oh, with some cherry tartare?
No. no,
on
I
some
have
rice.
not.
Oh, that'd be
With
good.
some cherry tartar.
What about gerbils? You feel the same way?
Gerbils would be so nice barbecued, in my opinion.
They got to be spit roasted where you do the spin thing.
Yeah.
I think basically if they're cute, they're not edible, is how I... Although cows are quite cute.
I disagree.
They're just delicious.
I actually think pets should be illegal, and this is why I don't like monkeys forever.
I see. Okay, fair
Because
enough.
he's on the opposite train where like
He is.
pets should, their lives should be valued.
That bothers me.
Yeah.
I think I'm more on that line as well, although I eat animals, you know.
Well, you know,
I'm
I'm
hypocritical,
nowhere near
though.
this line of pets should be illegal.
and you know what they say is that, you got to toe the line somewhere. That's what they always say.
I still, you know what, we could talk about this forever, but let's get back on track as it's not even interesting in all honesty. Back to the game we go. 5K lead for Team 0. Not many kills to speak of as they're going to find Nyx Assassin again in the river, and the Stormhammer should be enough to help finish him off eventually. I mean, if you're on Team 0's side, like what are you trying to do? Are you just continuing to push? Are you waiting for the next Roche?
Yeah, you're pretty much just
Almost
you're
certainly
playing
were.
shepherd to the sheepdog or sheepdogs to the sheep here. That's what you're doing.
Pretty nice game of cat and mouse we got going on here.
There we go with the pet references again.
Gerbil and human here going on, guys.
A lot
Gerbils.
of goats running around.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yep, you just camp their triangle and the circle, and you cut both waves and wait for the next rush. And if PA can squeak her way out on the map like this, eventually you may try to get her with the Beastmaster, but otherwise you're content to control 2 out of 3 lanes. Your bottom lane is pushing, your top lane's getting cut, and then you walk mid.
God's Strength, Tier 3 done. Rax in peril. Bloodright actually does connect in a couple heroes. You've seen the cleave come into action with the PA, but there's the roar to counter him. Do they have enough damage to actually kill the Phantom Assassin is the question. Keeps missing, so Envy attempting to run. Hookshot will keep him at bay, and they actually do have enough to take out PA, but it's going to cost Envy his life. He does have buyback, but has already expended his ultimate. 2 for 1 at the end. More to follow. Monkeys inside the cogs will fall. A big impale from Ocean, but it's not going to matter too much, as they could easily get the racks and run in all likelihood. Although Pango continued to do as much damage as he can with that swashbuckle, but just ends up getting himself killed. That's a triple kill for Ryoya. Mid lane is theirs, and they're going to continue top. With Diabolic coming back, I don't see any reason not to. Swash actually completely misses here. That's double buyback.
Man.
That's going
That's
to force
a 6K
them back.
net worth swing instantly, even with the Eternal Envy buyback.
Yeah, Envy did buy back in that engagement as well, like you said.
Oh, that's one of those engagements, man. Sammy Boy's gonna look back at that and like, if he just didn't jump in there like that, I think Sven just dies to the blood right. He's
Sven
still alive.
was ruptured. He had like 6 or 7 seconds to like let the Sven die. You know what I mean? Like he could have gone in again later.
Yeah, no, he's
Patience was really
he's
important
gonna
there.
beat himself up over that one. That's
Or somebody else.
Okay, man. All right, okay.
Don't
Roche
talk
is up.
about pets right now. This is the wrong time, by the way. Just letting you know ahead of time.
Okay. Beastmaster's about to sacrifice his boar to the lovely Roshan. He's clearly on the same page as Jenkins.
Yeah,
He's got
yeah.
necros as well. He's got quite the army of pets.
I like what Brax is doing in this game. There's
Another
a lot of
arcane
animal
flesh.
murder going
And-
on here.
Yeah, Zoomers, they need to defend this 100%, or else I think it's just going to be GG.
He even says, if I can't kill you, time itself will.
Mhm.
And his boars just expire.
And you know,
I mean, that's life.
the
you know?
dark abyss will take all of us, is what I always say.
Yeah, that's...
Another DD.
Is that part of the Church of Callahan?
Yeah. Oh,
Is
yeah.
that, is that one of the
I'm
scriptures?
I'm actually not a member of the church.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I've stuck with my original guild.
4Zoomers are under a hawk.
Yeah.
They see it. Or I guess PA cleaved it.
Yeah, they cleaved it, so now both teams know. It's already at half HP.
Yeah, the Blood Rage PA does do a lot of damage.
Oh my goodness! Windrunner gets destroyed by Envy.
It's a DD ulted Sven here.
Yeah, Bloodright. It's going to help them deal a little bit more damage to the Roshan. See if they can actually contend. Gunner is going to have to pop that ult. He does so, and he ends up in the pit. Very good place for him to be for now, but the BKB is activated by Envy, continuing to pound upon this Roshan. Will he get the goods inside? And he does indeed, as well as the kill, as Gunner just gets cleaved down. Looks like PA is next on the list. Sammy Boy, barely gets out the safety up the high ground. The Bloodright will give him a little bit extra cover. Trying to go inside the trees. We'll see if there's a hawk available for Mr. Beastmaster Brax. But Ocean definitely dead. So I believe that's a 2 for Roshan, essentially. As Sammy Boy. The net coming in. Axes to follow, just perpetually slowed. And eventually will drop dead.
Leshrack's broken, man.
It's quite good.
Ryoya MVP of this game for me.
He's actually been carrying them pretty damn hard in their games, I've noticed. Like, Ryoya is... sometimes he'll play on teams, and you think he could do a lot better given what he does in pubs. But on this particular roster, for whatever reason, he seems to be...
Envy is very low.
Here's my opinion on Ryoya. His performance is a 1 or a 10 every game I watch him.
That's what I'm saying, is I feel like he's been... maybe, I mean, I'm biased because I've pretty much only watched him winning. But he's looked really good.
When he looks good, he's like unstoppable. Like, I'm like, damn, this guy's good. And then sometimes I'm like, this guy's ranked 10? Question mark. Okay, but that's the thing.
Well, if he's ranked 10, then he must perform more like a 10 more often than not.
Yeah, he probably performs like a rank 1 40% of the time and performs like a rank 50
right, I see.
other 50 to 60%.
Well, Envy got fully healed and still has, I believe he still has the Aegis, right? Yes, indeed. It has that ultimate as well. So this is going to be mega creeps with PA still dead for another 10 seconds. That is a really good stun, but I don't think it's going to be enough to save the racks. The question is, will Envy do the 50-50 and dive the fountain to try to get this game back into the favor of 4Zoomers or not? There's Stormhammer to follow BKB from Envy, and that is going to be enough to delete Gunner off the face of the earth. And it looks like this game 1 is definitely going to be going to Team 0.
I feel like playstyle-wise, Zoomers is really bad against this 4Fun lineup, or 4Fun team. Because I think 4Zoomers rely on these crazy kill heroes that create chaos in the game, and 4Fun just play this like drill sergeant, walk down lanes, 5-man strats. And it's pretty impossible to like get caught out and feed against these type of lineups.
There's like no pickoffs because nobody's split.
Yeah, so. I feel like they thrive on this chaos that they create on 4Zoomers.
Well,
and
the funny thing is, like, Envy could be splitting, like, but he goes with the team even on Sven.
yeah, on level 7 Sven at the tower. I feel like that's an interesting conceptual counter in terms of team style.
That is very interesting.
You know what the secret behind Team 0 is, guys? I talked to Brax about this. By talk to Brax, I mean he talked about it on stream, and I'm just relaying it, pretending that I had actually had a conversation with him. Apparently, the secret to success for this team is not practicing. The more they practice, the worse they are.
The harder they think about things.
Exactly. They overthink it.
Yep.
Absolutely. So game 1 victory goes to whatever the hell you want to call that team. 4Fun, Team 0, Team Envy / Brax, whatever. But this is a best of 3, so 4Zoomers should be able to regroup and potentially take this to a game 3. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back very shortly.